Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arvind Harov and today we will talk about two different ways of retouching any portrait photos. Now before we start hitting on technicality of portrait photos, we all know that the editing is one of the vital role in any photography. So I'm myself a beginner photographer and it's very important for me to know that how to retouch my portrait photos. Now that's why I got this entire session for you, so that you can learn how a photo need to be retouched. Now there are two different ways, so we will go by one. Now at first it's most important that you open your Photoshop app and you need to upload the photo which you want to retouch. So I'll take one of my photos which one of the photo which I clicked, and let me just go back to my desktop, and I specifically created a folder to show you guys how retouching needs to be done. Now as soon as you open a raw photos, I believe that you all click a raw photos, because this is completely not for the one who are clicking in JPEG, is because when you click on raw photos you get a room to edit a lot, and then you can tweak things according to you, right? So as soon as you open the image going to be raw. Now this will open a raw filter, the camera raw desktop will open, and this will come only when you shoot in raw, right? So what I will do with this image, I will do the basic tweaks, because eventually I will do the tweaks in later part. So I will reduce the highlights, but while you're doing this, keep watching the graph on top of it. The graph which is over here, this will tell you whether you are underexposing or overexposing. Now I would still bring out some shadows, because of the light direction you might lose some shadows. I mean you involve more shadows, and that no need to be there actually. I will increase little texture so that anything if your camera profile do not have enough sharpening and you wanted to work in a post, that's just the place where you actually increase the texture. We will work on sharpening as well. We will go to details. If in case I'm shooting in ISO more than 100, that's when you need to reduce the noise. Otherwise I always keep it around 50 to 60, because if in case I involve any noise, this will rectify those problems. Now I will increase the sharpness here, and this is it. You're gonna do only this much in camera raw. We can tweak, we can play with colors in a color mixture, but then that is the later part, right? So let's click and open. Right, so this is the image. Now this image is purely a raw image. We have not done anything. The picture itself look beautiful out of the raw itself, but then there are always few flaws, and that flaws need to be fixed in photo retouching. So basically when I talk about photo retouching, I'm talking about the face retouching, wherein you find out the problems. So there are two ways. The first way is the frequency separation. Now this is the common term which been used. What it basically does, it separates your texture and your skin tone, and then you work them separately. So what happens here, once you see your Photoshop as a background, this is the main image. Always make a copy for it. Now when you make a copy for it, how you can do that, you can always let me just make it a little. Okay, no problem. So first make a copy for it, and once you make copy for it, you need to remove few blemishes. Now this you need to do before you start frequency separation. Now this is the step which you will do in either cases, the second formula which I'm going to tell you, or the first formula which is currently frequency separation. So I will increase the image. Now anytime you're thinking, how did I come to this, how did I make this layer, please ask me in the comments. I will explain the shortcuts. So I'm currently working on Apple Mac M1 MacBook Air. This is same in Windows platform as well. There is no difference between the Mac Photoshop and the Windows Photoshop. Both are same, running on different platforms, right? So From a visible by, I could see few blemishes here, and I can see few blemishes over here. But to see more accurately, you need to one moment. You need to create, and now this you can do in two types. You can create an empty layer, or you can work on the image itself. So what I have done, I have created a duplicate of the image. You can actually work as an empty layer as well. Let me just remove this for you, and let me create an empty layer. Now I will always suggest use the patch tool rather than going for a spot healing brush or a clone brush or anything else, because patch tool maintains the texture. Now this is most important part, right? So texture to maintain, you need to use patch tool. So where do you can find patch tool? You can find patch tool here. Okay, let me just get rid of this. So this is the patch tool. Now I will increase the image more bigger and start working on the, now you can see this option is coming, is because my patch tool is can be used on the actual image, not on the empty layer. Now if I would have used something else, let me show you. So I have an option to do current and below, right? Now since I have selected the patch tool, it will do not, it does not give any option to do current and below, and that's why you need to work on the actual image. So let me just duplicate the image by pressing Command and J in Mac. In Windows I'm not sure. I will you can always go ahead and click on duplicate from the file. Now once you have a sorry, just delete this, select that J, and once you have your, then you can select and you can always replace. Now what's the benefit of patch tool is that you will never lose texture. So let me not waste your time, let me just do it pretty fast. Okay, reduce the red. So once you reduce red, you will start seeing those all blemishes more accurately. You can always go back to your file which you are working on, and with the help of patch tool you can remove all the blemishes accurately. So that these are the method which you can use to find the hidden blemishes which might not seen from your naked eye, but then with this black and white method you can always find them and remove them, so that after all the method which you followed, you will not be having any blemishes left over there. Right, did I miss anything? Okay, one on the nose. Black and white file, and you can see image itself is looking beautiful. Now it's time to do first step, which is frequency separation, right? So I will merge both this layer, and I will create again two duplicate layers. I'm sorry, I created the empty layers. I will create two duplicate layers. First layer I would give name as skin, because we are talking about skin tone, right? And second layer I will give as a texture. I will mention as text. You can keep it as texture just for your understanding. You can group both the layer. How to group is select both the layers and select Command G, which will help you to create a group. Now once you are in skin, make sure that you disable the text layer and go back to your filter and go to blur and go Gaussian blur. So once in Gaussian blur, select on the skin and take all the way towards the left side and slightly try to increase when you start losing the texture. So I feel around 12 I'm not able to see any texture. So I will, but this can be changed image to image. It doesn't have to be always same, because every image will have a different texture. Pictures can be a higher pixelate picture can be lower. So based on your picture, based on your images, this value will be always changed. All you have to believe your eye and select the position where you start seeing and start losing the texture. Now enable your texture layer, go back to image, go to apply image and select skin, because now you're trying to separate the skin from the texture, right? So this is what frequency separation is all about. And go to subtract. Once you subtract, you will see image something like this, and this is fine, this is okay, because you're gonna change the blend mode. Now once you come here and on a texture, select linear light. Now you see everything backs on the same as it was, right? So what we will do, we will go back to skin. So there are two things. Either you can use mixture brush to correct the skin tone, so which we will do first. We will select the mixture brush and decrease the size and try to fix the skin tone. Now what mixture brush does, it reduces, it equalizes between the shadow and the highlights. So don't do too much, just see it carefully and always keep zooming out so that you make sure that's why I'm actually working where I can see the complete face. But so if I disable, see, if you can see, you can find when I'm turning off the entire layer, you can see there are shadows everywhere. But once I switch on the mixture, once I worked on the mixture brush, you're able to see that the shadows has gone. Now it's all equalized properly, right? Now the next step is to go to your lasso tool and select the page, go back to your filter, go to blur, Gaussian blur, and select this pop specific, and first increase everything where you see something dark like this, and bring to the point where you start losing this dark and you don't see anything which makes image looks weird, right? So click OK. Now once you are done, you will be keep selecting different, because your face has sculpted, your face has created in a different way, right? So you cannot have entire Gaussian blur applied at all at once. So you need to select different parts of the faces and then apply Gaussian blur. So once you select Gaussian blur, you can always select Control Command F, and that will help you to your previously selected image. Previous selected settings, and then you can always apply that as a Gaussian blur. Now once you're done with this, now the next step is to do dodging and burning. Now dodging burning is purely to do with lightening and darkening the spaces. Now this will help mostly when you shoot under lightings and in a very controlled lights, and then this will help you to give some mood to the image. Now once you're done with the skin, you can always go back here and go to curves. Now burning and lightening, burning and darkening, brightening and darkening, you can always do through curves. So first I will increase the image to a point where I see that it is completely lit, and then I will double click on that layer and underlining layer, remove the black underlining layer. So you can see by doing this I'm introducing the dark, and then it looks weird right now, right? So you need to click option and click so that you can part this so it looks more natural. Once you're done with this, hit OK and use your brush. Make sure the foreground is white color, and go back here, invert the image and color. So I'm doing this just for namesake. I'm just doing it just to show how retouching need to be done. But if I would really have to work on this, I will make sure that the entire texture is smoothened, and I don't want to waste time on that. I want to show what is basically retouching at the first level, what you need to do. So once I have done this, I will go ahead and introduce one more curve, which is for darkening, and again I will double click on the layer. This time I would take the white layer down. so that I will not introduce any darkening under the lightest pixel. And then I will bring this up, and again option click and go back here. So some cases you don't need it. For my image I do not need it, but just because I wanted it to tell you guys what it is about burning, dodging and burning, that's why I introduced. Otherwise it is not required for my image. Right, so that's it. So this is what about the first step. So we have done this, so I can just show you how does it look like. If I switch off the layer, the entire group, this is what my image was. Now if I turn it on, you can see that we have equalized the entire skin, we have introduced the lights, and also we have made sure the skin tone looks similar all across the faces so that it looks more perfect. Since we finished the first method and we have learned that how frequency separation is being taken place, now there are some faces which can be very challenging, where you have lots of blemishes and it's impossible to remove one blemishes. You can still apply this method, but this is going to take lots of time of yours. So there is another easy way of doing the second method, wherein you change the entire skin and create the artificial texture. Now having seen this method, if you actually zoom in the image, you still see skin texture. Now that skin texture you cannot gain when you're following the second method. You will be creating the altogether an artificial texture, and that's what I'm going to teach you now. Now what I do is that I will take the entire first method and delete it. Now remember, this layer blemishes has been removed already because I merged the layer with the background, right? Now second, what I will do, I will create an extra duplicate layer, and once you have created a duplicate layer, what I would do, I have to play with the texture. So again, I can do it two ways. Either I can directly use a mixture brush on the face directly, that can help me to fix most of the problem. Now that's the second method, usage of mixture brush. So I will go back here and select the mixture brush tool, and slowly I will start working on the image. Now this is the method most of the people use it for their wedding photography, is because you have to edit so many photos, nearly 60 to 100 photos, and you do not have time to start separating the frequency, and then you can do all that to add into an action item, but trust me, it still take time. So this is what most of the wedding photographer does. They work with a mixture brush and work very gently, because it's important that you completely do not change the face. So you can see on my screen that how so I keep the photo at a distance so that I can first work on the bigger areas, and once I am done with the bigger areas, I will start working on the edges. So now I'm done with the bigger area. I will increase the size of the image and decrease my brush size and work near the eye area where it's required little attentions. So remember, I am doing it little roughly, but if I have to actually edit this photo, I would take some time and do it slowly. This is just to give an idea that how a retouch need to be done, right? So it's important for you to learn the techniques. That's why I'm making this video for you. So I'm currently working on the edges, the small part where it needs more attention. But remember, I'm still not putting my 100%. I'm just teaching you the techniques that how to retouch photo. Trust me, sometime when I work on frequency separation, I end up spending 1 to 2 hours. But whenever you use the second method, you don't have to spend that amount of to retouch any face. Now see, So I have done the mixture brush, and I have not done the extensive work. I have done just little bit to a touch of mixture brush, and from this image has turned out to this. Now that's the power of mixture brush. Now once you're done with the mixture brush, you will definitely lose texture of the skin where you have used extensively. Now if I increase the image, and if you see, there are few areas where I have lost the skin texture, and that make me feel that this is done little fake. This is like a painting. So to add texture, always you have to start with the empty layer and go back to your edit and click on fill, and make sure that you select 50% gray. Mode has to be normal and opacity has to be 100%. Now 50% gray is neither a black neither a white, because that's the skin texture, that's a texture color, actual texture color. I would say 18%, but then 50% should go for it. And once you click on OK, you will find the entire screen goes in gray. So that's when you need to go back to filter, your filter gallery, and in filter gallery select this texturizer. Now the best part of this texturizer, that you know that when you click the photo, the light was coming from where. So in my image, the light was coming from top left, but the light can be top right, that can be anywhere. So you can select top left. So it will create a texture based on your light setup. So once the texture is ready, you can always scale up or scale down, or how minute the texture you needed and how defined the texture you needed. You can always do changes on scaling and relief, right? Once you're happy with the texture, how does it look, click on OK. Now you still see a gray but with a texture, so you have to do some blending, and you need to select soft light. So once you select soft light, now this texture has been applied all over the image. Now it's important that this texture need to be where the texture should be. So that's when you will go ahead and click on this icon, which is add layer mask, and once you add, it will create a white layer mask. You need to invert the mask. So once I invert the mask, texture will be gone, and you can use your brush tool and only paint the area where you want the texture need to be done. Again, I am doing it very roughly. If I would have had to edit this photo, I would spend some time, and I would make sure that all the details are being applied properly, right? So please do not judge me with what I'm editing. This is just to teach you techniques. Now when I increase, I can see that I must have colored the eyes. So you can always take out from the eyes, so that you make sure the eye do not have a texture, because you have not worked on the eyes, right? So you can always change back and add texture. So in this method, you have learned using a mixture brush to quickly work on the face, and also to make it look a fake, you add an artificial texture on it. So these are the two methods. First is a frequency separation, and second is using a mixture brush and then adding an extra texture. These are the two methods which you can use for your portrait photos and turn up into an amazing photo. So today we have learned that how we work on the portrait photography, how we edit those two portrait photos. Now there are so many things involved in portrait photos. I've just taught you how to work on the skin. Now we have to use sometimes spot healing brush to just remove the unwanted hairs from the skin, or maybe from the backdrop. So there are so many things you need to learn, and this is just in starting. So guys, having said that, thank you very much for watching, and do like, share and subscribe if you like the video, and do leave a comment that will help me to understand what next video need to be made. Have a great day.